Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Intelligence is mistaken by the intelligent people that intelligence means the ability to inquire, or intelligence means the ability to dig and find out. And as a result, even in the field of spiritual inquiry, we want to develop a faculty called as concentration. Just now before coming, somebody asked me this question. Swamiji, I want to concentrate on Paramatma. We have to concentrate. Now be very attentive. This was a very good question and we all have to learn that. If Paramatma, the truth, the reality, the absolute, is an object, then you can concentrate. Please remember, concentration is always on something other than you. About your own self, you don't have to concentrate. Then you have to be just aware. See the difference? You can concentrate in mathematics. You can concentrate on Dalal Street. You can concentrate on the driving. But when it comes to your own being, don't concentrate. The moment you struggle to concentrate, you become objective. And what we have been learning? The truth is absolute. Absolute means where relativity is imaginary, not real. If the relativity is imaginary, and if we have accepted this principle, then what is the next step? Next step is, I, the meditator, meditating on the absolute reality, and thus creating a relativity. Please understand. Therefore, don't meditate. Why didn't you tell us right in the beginning? See, as much the samsaric people, the people lost in this material world, are miserable. More than that are miserable the people walking the spiritual path. I am not manufacturing stories always. This comes in one of the Upanishads. Our Naradji Maharaj, one day, he was going somewhere with a hanging face, frustrated, and he comes across Sanata, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanat Kumar, 4 eternal young naked brothers. They are his elder brother. Narad is the 5th child, Sankalpa. And when he is thus going, he is so frustrated and all that. And these eternal 5 years young wise people, they say, hey, what's wrong with you? A wise man has no freedom to be miserable. Bhagavan has very clearly defined, Gatasu na gatasuscha nanu shochanti panditaha. The moment you become miserable for any reason, you are otherwise. So, these Sanak, Sanat Kumar ityadi, they ask, What's that? Why are you so depressed, frustrated? Are you suffering from satsang poisoning? There was recently where I met one lady I met, and she came with this problem. Swamiji, I don't know what is the problem, but see, I regularly do meditation. My husband also does meditation. And we go to temples, and we study books, we do japa, we do arti, puja, everything. But in our family, there is nothing called as peace. There are pieces. So, and both of us have got no bad habits. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't eat non-vegetarian, he doesn't drink. I also don't do that. And we don't have any bad habits. And yet there is no love, there is no understanding. He misunderstands me and I return back. Why this is happening? So I asked her, I said, Mama, you want argument or solution? She said, give me solution. I said, I will tell you diagnosis first and then solution. Diagnosis. You both are suffering from spiritual poisoning. You are lifting a weight which you cannot. As a result, you got a pull in your back and spondylosis for the whole life. Understand? Lead a complete life. I said, go for movies and fight comfortably. Bring it out all that and eat comfortably and lead a normal life of a human being. You are behaving as if you are holier than thou. There is a competition between husband and a wife. If you for half an hour meditation, समझ क्या रखा है? अपन को दुनिया घबराता है. No? And then I will sit for half an hour, I will sit 40 minutes. Okay, tomorrow I will show you. I said, Maharaj, this spirituality, this is not spirituality. So, please remember, if you really want to lead your life scientifically, that knowledge must be able to delete, erase your earlier wrong notions. All of us are the victims of our own notions. Therefore, Upanishad says, na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage neke amritatva manashu. You have to reject. What you have to reject? That your husband loves you. That your wife loves you. That we are mad for each other. Delete and live happily. See? We have wrong notions about ourselves. We have wrong notions about the world. We have wrong notion about the God. We have wrong notion about the spiritual practice. And all this life that we live is a notional life. And unless we change our notions, we have not stepped on the spiritual path. And therefore what we will do? Some kind of acrobatic goes on. So, now I have to sit for meditation. And go on biting the teeth and cutting the nails, holding yourself so fast that your own finger gets fractured. See? This is not. Therefore, as yesterday, last 2 days, 3 days, Bhagavan has told us very clearly. I shall tell you again that knowledge, yaj jnatva, having known which, you will be able to attain for what you have been struggling in life. Therefore, Jnananam jnanamutvam yajñatva munaya sarve param siddhimato gataha. Then what was the knowledge? Knowledge was, by this knowledge, mama sadharme magataha. So what should be the goal of our life? We should become like Bhagavan Sri Krishna. See, when we put on lungi and shirt, we are careful that they are matching. Isn't it? When we claim to be the devotee of Bhagavan Krishna, there should be a matching face, isn't it? He is all the time smiling, and we are all the time crying. See? This is the highest spiritual practice. Don't have that wrong notion. Spiritual practice means becoming serious. No, that is becoming depressed, mad. Don't do that. Lead a normal, happy life, more than enough. But what about God? Who cares? As long as you are happy, that's more important. One person reached a Mahatma and he said, Maharaj ji, please tell me, whatever life I am living, how do I know whether God is happy with me or not? He said, leave the God. I said, are you happy with yourself? No, I'm so frustrated. God is never happy with you because you are not happy with yourself. And where is that God? Is he above the clouds? No. If you remember yesterday, I told you, absolute reality expresses as consciousness. Step 1. That expression of the absolute as consciousness is called as God. And that consciousness expresses through the body as mind. And one part of the expression continues to be consciousness. Other part of the expression creates an individuality. And this individuality is creating all the problems. And what is the individuality? When you mistake yourself to be the body. So all your spiritual practice is only this. Disidentify from body identification. Don't try that I want to liberate. From what? From whom? Therefore, we don't want liberation. Liberation from I. Keep this point in your heart. And for that we were told a very simple technique. Anything that will strengthen your mind and body identification is a sin. Anything that will loosen this body-mind identification is spiritual practice. See? And for that, the whole technique is being given in this chapter. So, after having told this, then Bhagavan says, Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadhamyaham. Now see, the duality begins. Paramatma is our dad and Prakriti is our mom. So what is the first spiritual practice? We serve our mother. Is it not? Let us lead our life with an attitude of service. Now, attitude of service doesn't mean start a social work project. Never do that. You know, all the social workers are failure at home. Therefore, they persecute the society. Nothing else. You don't have to create anything. Wherever you are, the Lord has kept you. Lead cheerfully, happily, and let your presence be an asset to the place rather than a liability. Otherwise, Swamiji, many people come and they say, Swamiji, I want to do something. Tell me what I should do. Go out. No, I want to come and be in your ashram. I said, I don't have ashram. No, but wherever you are staying, I said no. Because where I am staying, they have given me a condition. If anybody comes with you, you go out with him. I don't want to take a risk. Never imagine that you are able to serve the society. No. If you are capable, the work will come to you. Now I am taking you to second step. See, suppose I want to listen music. Now I will tell this Meeta because there is nobody else. Now suppose Lata Mangeshkar is here. Do you think I will even look at her? Isn't it? So when I know for a particular job somebody is capable, then only the job will be given to him or her, is it not? In the same manner, if we want to serve the society, first we must become capable. Isn't it? One person came to me, old person, Swamiji, I am retired. Now I had decided to spend my whole life serving you. I said, Ram, whole life? He said, yes, Swamiji, I decided. I said, what can you do? Swamiji, I cannot bend properly. I cannot lift properly. Then I should serve you or you will serve me? Now tell me. Therefore, when you take this knowledge, now apply this knowledge. Prakriti is our mother, therefore, let us live with an attitude of serving everybody. She is our common mother. Where is the enemy and where is the friend? Second thing, if Paramatma is our father, be aware that he is constantly watching us. Not a single thought passes without his scrutiny through our mind. Not a single word goes unheard by him. Not a single act can be hidden from him. Friends, when you become aware of this divine principle, you are in meditation. Meditation is not a struggle. Kya ho raha? Meditation ho raha. As if with great difficulty holding inside something. Pressure बढ़ गया है. No. The more you become aware, the more you are spiritual. And in that awareness, you will never slip. So, mama yonir mahad brahma, tasmin garbham dadhamyaham, sambhava sarva bhutanam, tato bhavati bharat. Thereafter, sarva yonishi kaunteya murtayaha sambhavantiya, tasam brahma mahad yonihi aham bija pradapitaha. Therefore, everything that is born in this world has the same chemistry. The same 5 great elements has gone into the formation of all the bodies. It is the same conscious reality which is throbbing through every body. An expression of that conscious reality through every one of us is in the form of the mind, and the mind expresses through the eyes only as the vision for everybody, whether we are a human being or a donkey. Where is the difference? Sambhava sarva bhutanam. When our attention is on this one absolute reality, then all the differences disappear. They become unimportant. It is something like 4 people were climbing on a hillock, and from the 4 corners, north, east, west, south, and there was a person on the top of the hillock. He could see all of them. And when they were starting, everybody is telling, my path is the best path, simplest one. See, I can see the top directly. The other one says, no, mine is better than yours. The third says, no, mine is better. Fourth is, of course, special one. And as long as they are at the base of the hillock, the gap, the distance, the differences is more and more as they start climbing upwards. the distance, the gap, the differences start narrowing. And when they come to the tip of that hillock, all the differences disappear. And having reached there, from there, when he looks down, that the four people are fighting, karma is superior, or devotion is superior, or the yoga is superior, or the knowledge is superior. And in that superiority complex, they reach nowhere. Therefore, friends, this knowledge, this understanding must become mature enough in ourselves. And then only we are growing spiritually. And if we don't do that, you will get cheated, you will get beaten, you will suffer in life. See? How we do that? Kurute Ganga Sagar Gamanam Vrata Paripalanam Athavanam. Let us go. I have taken the retirement, VRS. Now I have decided to go to Char Dham. And they go to Char Dham. First of all, they go to Rishikesh. And when they get down from the train at Rishikesh, they only get down, their bag is gone. And then from then onward, all the frustration begins. This country is like that, and then somehow you manage to borrow money from here and there and start. And throughout, you go to Badrinath, Narayana, what about my bag? And after, by the time you come back, I think I am not going to go to any Tirtha, useless. Everywhere so dirty, they don't keep the things clean. See? You went there for searching God or searching the cleanliness, then go to the 5-star toilet. You will get absolute cleanliness, but no God. God is also flushed out there. Please understand this. Therefore, let us focus attention on these two things. One, let us lead our life in this world that we are all belonging to the same family, to the same parentage. There is nobody superior, inferior. There is nobody Hindu, Musalman, Christian. There is nobody Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Leave this platform of division to the politicians. They are doing it sincerely. Leave it to the religious preachers. If we really mean spirituality, don't get lost into that. Last time I told you, in religion there is no God. In philosophy there is no wisdom. If you want wisdom and God, hold on to the spiritual life. And this is what the knowledge is. So, our conduct in the world is such that we are not fed up because of ourselves or because of the world. This is spiritual practice. Otherwise, the other day when I was going to Badrinath, one person came with his mother and they called me, Swamiji, somebody has come, he knows you. I went down, I never knew that man. He said, Swamiji, I heard about you, you are a great saint and all that. I said, what can I do? No, tell me. I have brought my mother, you please take her to the Tirtha Kshetra. I cannot do that. I wish I could do that. And there was no place, and I said, no, it's not possible. Then again crying this, that. So finally somebody saw, he said, Swamiji, I will sit in the front, give her this thing. So I said, okay. And how much is the charges? 5,000. This is about, 15, 20 years before. 5,000. After that, she went with the bag and he gave me 10,000. I said, I don't exchange, Baba. He said, no, son, keep 5,000. Whenever, anytime, anywhere there is any trip, keep my mother permanently booked. See the devotion for the mother. Why this situation comes? This situation comes because our own presence becomes pernicious for others. Therefore, this is one aspect dealing with the world. Second aspect, be aware. If you follow the path of devotion, remember all the time, have this bhavana that the Lord is watching you. If you are following the path of knowledge, be aware. Everything is happening in your life. Nothing can touch you. Doesn't matter what path you take. And when you thus become more and more aware, you will recognize concentration is not required. While driving the car, concentration is less required. Alertness is required more. For the first time when you learn driving the car, you are so concentrating, and when you get down, you forget that you have to leave the steering and you uproot and come out. Why? Too much concentrating. Don't do that. After having told this, now the teacher takes up the theme of what this Prakriti, the matter is, of which we are all born, and what is the relationship. So, in the 5th verse, the teacher says, Sattvam Rajastamaiti Guna Prakriti Sambhavaha Nibadnanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyayam. See, one day one young boy in Bits Pilani, he must have studied something. 4th year student, he came and asked me this question. Swamiji, I don't believe in this your Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. I said, I also don't believe. Then why do you teach? I said, I don't teach, I cheat. Naturally, all his force has gone. So you are really cheating? I said, yes, I am sincerely telling you, I am cheating. But then everybody says that there are 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Can you show me that? I said, let us leave the Sattva, Rajas, Tamas for the time being. You people, you are a physicist. You are studying for your engineering degree. And you talk about the atoms. And you tell, in each atom, there is a neutron, proton, electron. Have you seen that? No, we have not seen. Then why do you believe? You are changing the topic. I said, this is the only way I can reply. Then I told him, I said, look here. When you talk about the world, in this world there are 3 principles. One is the principle of inertia or matter. Second is the principle of dynamism or action. And third is the principle of knowledge or understanding. Now that which is the cause of inertia or the matter is called as tamoguna. Second, that which is the cause of dynamism is called as rajoguna. And that which is the cause of knowledge or understanding, that cause is called as the sattvaguna. And effects are revealing the cause. Isn't it? When we see a person, a child, what we ask? Hey, what is your daddy's name? I don't have daddy. I am without daddy, without mom. No, you are not Gorakhnath. You are not Kabir. Very clear. Meaning, our mind is always functional only in the area of cause and effect. The moment you don't ask any question, you are one with the reality. Do we have any question about our being? Do we have any doubt about our own conscious existence? No. Questions, doubts come only about something which you have accepted as not you. And when we look at the world, what do we understand this world? This world is other than I. And therefore, about this world, we have got 101 questions. And why? Like the questions. First question. Maharaj, Swamiji, bataiye, please tell, why the God created this world? So I asked that boy, did God tell you that He created this world? No, He didn't tell you. Then who told you? No, everybody says. I said, everybody says you are a fool. Do you agree? Who told you this world is created? The basic mistake. When an observation is taken as an effect, you are responsible to find out the cause. Why do you label an event as an effect? See? The fire is hot. Do we ever ask a question? Why the fire is hot? See? That is the nature of fire. We don't ask question about it. Similarly, the moment we ask a question, why this is so we have accepted that as an effect. And to satisfy our inquiry, the cause has to be assigned. And we become very intelligent. What is the intelligence? I said this is an effect. Therefore, I have to find out that this is a cause. When cause and effect is established, mind is strengthened. Mind lives on the data of cause and effect. Where cause and effect is not valid, mind cannot exist. See? And therefore, when we look at the world, and if your attitude is like this, world is like this, there will be no problem in life. Like we know the fire burns, so we accept it. Thereafter there is no problem because we know how to deal with the burning fire. In the same manner, the world is like this, so behave properly and protect yourself. But instead of that, we want to know why. So from the effect, the cause is inferred. So what is the world? World has got these three observations. Matter, dynamism and knowledge. So the cause of the matter is tamoguna. The cause of dynamism is rajoguna. And the cause of the knowledge is sattva-guna. Therefore, the teacher says, the prakriti, the common factor, which has gone into the manufacture of the total world, has these three aspects. Sattva, rajas, tameti, guna, prakriti, sambhavaha. So what is the prakriti or the original nature thereafter? Therefore, when these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, when they are in absolute equilibrium, they become unmanifest. When they become unmanifest, the creation is dissolved. And this unmanifestation takes place in two ways. Either it will become exact equilibrium, all the three gunas, and therefore it will merge into its original status. Or it will come under the too much influence of tamoguna, it will become dormant, like in deep sleep. So, these three gunas are the gunas which are the contents of the prakriti, the original matter. Guna prakriti sambhavaha. And nibadhanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. And hey Arjun, mahabaho, whatever powerful you may be, These three gunas, the Sanskrit meaning of the word guna means a rope. These three attributes, these three modes, sattva, rajas, tamas, they tie you down like a rope. If it is a single thread rope, you can break it open. But it is three ropes put together. And then they tie you down. Dehe dehinam avyayam. So, consciousness expressing through the body as mind, and one aspect of the mind getting identified with the form of the body creates an individuality, and that individuality for reference purpose is called as the jiva or the soul. And this soul is avyaya, it never changes. See? When we were children, that time the identification with the same body. Then we became teenagers, identification with the teenage body. Childhood body is not teenage body. Then we have become old, identification continues. So that mind getting identified with the body is a continuous, unbroken principle. And therefore, this mind which has not changed, this jiva which is identifying with the body, nibadhanti, he Mahabaho, he Arjun, he most powerful one, these three gunas tie him down to this world. So now, get the whole picture. Once I was travelling by train, long time back, I was small that time, and there was lot of rush in the train, summer days. And I was also standing near that, bathroom side in the compartment, no place to sit. And there was one person, he also got into the train with a bag in his hand, Hayala type of thing. And it was those days third class compartment. You might not have seen the third class. So, he got, and because of the rush or whatever has happened, that bag slipped from his hand and fell down. And it was he was carrying a lot of currency notes. And he could not stop himself. He jumped from the running train. Along with the notes, he was killed in the midst of the wealth. Very wealthy man. Nibadhanti Mahabaho. See? These three gunas bind us. Now about this, please understand. This is an object, inert. If I say, this object is binding me, without this I cannot go anywhere. So, please help me. The samsara, the world is binding me. Please help me. One person went to a Mahatma. This story comes in the life of Tukaram Maharaj. And then he said, wait, let us finish our kirtan. And thereafter, Tukaram Maharaj came out and he caught hold of a tree and started shouting, please save me, the tree is catching me, please save me. So this person who went to ask, he said, Maharaj, excuse me, the tree has not caught you. You have caught hold of the tree. He said, when you can give me such a great advice, tell me, who is binding you? Money? When the note or money is in your pocket, if some pickpocket fellow comes, the money says, no, I don't want to come. I want to be only in this hip pocket. No. Money is not attached to anybody. People are not attached to anybody. Now be very attentive. Attachment is an illusion. It is not real. Because that which illuminates is never attached. Like my eyes are illuminating colors and forms. And therefore, my eyes can see all the colors and forms. Why? Because they are not attached to one particular color or form. See? Our mind is not attached to anything. That is why it goes on jumping from one object to another object, one theme to another theme. Our intellect is also not attached to anything. Therefore, our priorities goes on changing every now and then. See? And that conscious reality that we are is never attached either to the waking or the dream or the deep sleep or the samadhi. That is why in sleep we are also happily snoring away. Yet you come out of the sleep. Consciousness is not attached to sleep. Consciousness is not attached to the waking, to the dream, to the samadhi also. So that unattached existence is our real nature. And when we say that the world is binding me, nobody binds you other than yourself. We only go on imagining that he loves me. And then again we only imagine, I think he doesn't love me. And both the things are only in our mind. One day, one person came to me. Swamiji, earlier I know you used to love me, but these days you don't love me. Why this is so? I said, Amma, who told you earlier I was loving you? Am I a fool or what? You never loved me. I said, I have never loved anybody, including God. Love is possible between two. See? With yourself, you are only aware, not loving. That's why people fall in love. Wherever there are two, there is a fall. Where there is one, you cannot fall. Where will you fall? Because there is only one reality. In one school, the teacher was teaching the force of gravity. So he took one object and he said, see what I am doing? He left the chalk piece. It fell. What happened? The chalk has fallen and broken unnecessarily. So the teacher said, that because of which this has happened is called as the force of gravity. And this gravitational force is attracting all the planets in the whole cosmos, and in this equilibrium, the whole planetary system is functioning. Understood? Understood. Then the child asked, Sir, I got a question. What is that? Suppose something happens, like suddenly electricity goes. Suppose something happens, that suddenly gravitational force goes. Where we will fall? See? So, when our attention is on this absolute self, we become aware, then all questions disappear. Nobody binds us, nobody loves us, nobody hates us. It is just a state of being. Therefore, Bhagavan Krishna clearly says, Name dveshosti na priyaha. Neither I hate anybody, nor I love anybody. See, when my own teeth bite my own tongue, my own underline, then there won't be any problem. See, because there is no question of duality involved. Then will I say that my tongue has forgiven the teeth? Never mind. Next time don't do that. And again, don't. Oh, again you have done. No. This language becomes vital. Therefore, Nibadnanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyayam means what? Is only the wrong notion. That something is binding us. Nobody is binding us. In, Dasa Bodh, one of the texts written by Samartha Ramdas Swami, he writes there about the house. There it is said, the owner says the house is mine. The neighbor says the house is mine. The labor says apna hi hai. The thief says this is mine next time. The lizard says this is mine. The fly says this is mine. The guest says this is mine. And you ask the house. The house is only laughing. How many people have come and gone? We only say this is mine. See? This very body with which we begin our waking world, this body also is not ours. And we are that arrogant. I have done this thing, I will do no. Suffer throughout life. Nobody can help you. Therefore, when here Bhagavan says, Nibadhanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyam, it means it is our error of judgment because of which we feel bound. One day, one Mahatma went to his Guru. He said, Maharaj, I have got very hurt. So he said, you must have been sitting on a garbage heap. What happened? Tell me. He said, I was going by the train and I was having my seat and one Bihari Gunda came and pushed me away and lied down on the whole bench. And I was standing there. So I thought, at least let me sit near his feet. So I sat near the feet. He pushed me with his feet. And I am a Mahatma. I can't fight with him. But in the heart of my heart I was hurt. Why this happened? He said, I have always replied you. If you take yourself to be body, you are bound to be insulted in this world. Be nobody. You will never get insulted in this world. Therefore, those who are attending my meditation classes, they know the first instruction that we have. When you sit on the seat of meditation, remind yourself that you are nobody. The moment you are nobody, you cannot think. Our thinking process begins because we are somebody. If I am a husband, I will think about wife on the seat of meditation also. If I am a father, I will think about my useless kids. If I am a guru, then I will think about my disciple. And when you are nobody, you don't think. In deep sleep, who are we? Nobody. See? Nibadhanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyam. In short, nothing binds us except ourselves. Now, how the bondage takes place? Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashaka manamayam sukha sanghena badhnati jnana sanghena chanagha. Now, before we go to this understanding, first basic misunderstandings are to be removed. First basic misunderstanding. Those who are having satsang poisoning for them. The basic misunderstanding is tamoguna is bad, rajoguna is better. I am to Baba Sattvaguni. It is nothing like that. Everything is required in God's creation. What we talk about, ecological balance, preserving the extinct species of animals. What is that? It is the same principle. If you don't get sleep, what you are doing? You are invoking Tamoguna. Tamoguna, come up, come. I'm not able to sleep. If you want to get out of the sleep, then you invoke the Rajoguna. Hey Rajoguni Mama, please come now. Then only you can get up. And if you want to study, if you want to understand, then you have to be fresh. Then you can understand. So all the three are essential for life. So let us remove this wrong notion. The Tamoguna is bad, Rajoguna is better and Sattvaguna is good. No. Because all of them bind us. See, whether you are bound by a steel chain or a gold chain or a platinum chain, you are bound. Therefore, how these three gunas bind us? The first wrong notion, one guna is better than other, is no. It is something like this, I have got 3 children. One child is in class, let us say MSc. The second one is in 12th standard. And the third one is in class 3. So I introduce my visitor. Oh, these are my 3 children. He is doing his MSc. He is in class 12. And the small one is in class 3. Now in this introduction, do I ever mean that the small child in class 3 is inferior? Do I ever mean that the eldest one who is in the MSc class is superior? No. These are the different stages of existence. In the same manner, we all have these 3 aspects. Inertia is the body aspect. Dynamism is the action aspect. And understanding, knowledge, wisdom is the knowledge aspect. And we all get caught up in all the 3. Rather than getting liberated, we get caught up. What is the meaning of getting caught up? Giving undue importance. Whenever we are obsessed with anything, we are bound. Now what are the obsessions? First, obsession with reference to Sattvaguna. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam. Now what is the meaning of the sattva? Sattva means when nirmala. Nirmala means that knowledge which is not dull and which is not agitated. So when our mind is extremely alert, quiet and non-sleepy, that is the state when we are predominantly under the influence of the Sattvaguna. So, tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam. And because of this, our understanding is bright and brilliant. Only once you read and everything you comprehend. You must have experience in your life. Sometimes you keep on reading, nothing goes in your head and I don't know why I am not understanding. One of my talk has become very popular. Many people, they buy 30, 40, 50 cassettes and distribute among the students. That is their seva. And that talk is face examinations tension free. And many students phone me, tell me they are extremely benefited. What I have done there, only this technique. If you are not able to understand what you are reading, throw the books, go for a walk or sleep, and the moment you are all agitation, this thing is quietened, immediately get into study. And they do it. It is beneficial. Because when your mind is undisturbed, quiet and non-sleepy, then only your mind is bright. So, tatra sattvam nirmalatvad prakashakam. And the third is anamayam. Anamayam, there will be no wrong understanding. So, these are the 3 aspects of the Sattva Guna. And what is the Anamayam means what? When we study something, when we want to know something, when we comprehend something, depending upon our quality, our understanding is different. For example, suppose I tell something to somebody, I am going on such and such day out of Bombay, so I won't be able to come. So there I mention very clearly, this day I am going, then I cannot come. No, but we are telling you about the next month. Arey Baba, I was talking about the next month alone. See? Oh, now why this thing comes? Because the mind is not alert. Mind is already preoccupied. This you observe. One day I was going somewhere and in Vrindavan, and one person came, Swamiji, this is for you. I said, I don't want this. No, I thought, now after you got from the sleep, you wanted a cup of tea. I said, I don't want. No, I thought. I said, why do you think? How important it is. We all have some kind of notions, and under the influence of the notion, we start functioning in this world. As a result, we do wrong things at the wrong time. So, anamayam means our understanding is exactly what is said, is meant and is understood. Three things. Many times we say something, but which means something, understood something else. Because the mind is not bright and quiet. So, tatra sattvam nirmalatvan prakashakam anamayam sukhasangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. Hey Arjun, oh pure-hearted one, this sattva binds us with what? Two things. Sukhasangena badnati. Extremely attached to the comforts, extremely attached to all the good things in life. See? If you see the judges of the High Court or Supreme Court, they have got only 3 working days in a week. And then I had been to few of them in Delhi when I go sometime. There will be huge bungalow and a lot of security, and nobody can go and meet them. They cannot go for the social calls here and there because they are handling something, and they should get all the comforts, they should get all the facilities so that their mind functions perfectly. So, sukhasanghena badnati. Therefore, those who are knowledge oriented, you will see they are not rough type. One day somebody was doing acupressure to my feet for the first time. And Swamiji, you always put on this wooden sandal. I said, yes. How come your feet are so soft? I was expecting that they will be rough, rugged, because you are walking only on the hard surface. As I see, a common sense. When you walk on the soft shoes, somebody has to become hard. So your feet become hard. When you walk with the hard shoes, your feet always remain soft. So, with those soft feet, if I have to walk barefooted here and there, oh, I can't do. I have to have something on me. Sukha sangena badnati. Softness becomes extreme. And the second thing is jnana sangena chanagha. Hey anagha, jnana sangena. Such people are, this is called as shastreshana. They want to know so much. Read. And after all that, get confused. One person asked me, Swamiji, why do people tell different things? I said, what happened? Some Mahatmas come and tell, in Kali Yuga, only Kaler Nameva Kevalam, only chant Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Then the other brand of Swami comes. Do pranayam, par, gar, par, gar, gar, gar. Then the third Swami comes. Samaj seva karo. Give your money. Because I have to do Samaj seva, I don't have money. So your money, my seva. Punya I will get, you go to hell. And then the fourth Swami comes. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi Ayamatma Brahma. And we get extremely confused. So what should we do? You don't have to do. You are already confused. What more can you do? So please understand. Unless you are clear for what you are capable. You know, we being Indians are very peculiar personality. In a rich man's house, there is a marriage. And what is the richest? More number of dishes are prepared. So you are rich. And you go there buffet. And there are 15 sabjis, 10 sweets, 25 achar, 18 types of chapatis. And you go with your thali. And then you think, they are prepared with such great love. How can you say no? And you go on taking everything. And then you call a fire brigade. Usko utha ke le jao. Now, who told you to eat everything? You find out how much you require and what is your choice. See? Upanishad very clearly tells, Vijanan vidvan bhavate nativadi. Be very clear. Anybody who is obsessed, he alone will tell, only do this, nothing else. Friends, the creed of Bhagavan Sri Krishna is, Arjun, I have told, whatever I had to tell you. Now, yathechasi tatha kuru. Now you decide, I will not decide for you. No wise man takes decision for others. And we at home, I think our Munna is these days off mood. I think he should get married. So take a decision. Then what will happen? He will stop thinking. Then he will start worrying. So, Jnana Sangena Bharata, Chanaka. Go on collecting sheep. In Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one mantra comes. There it is said, Nanudhyayan bahun shabdan vacho viglapanam hitat. Don't get lost into too much of studies. This is how we get more confused. That is called as spiritual poisoning. And then we get lost. Like, one person from the north, he was transferred to south. And then he was having a problem. He said, Swamiji, since I came to south, I am having a problem. I say, I know your problem. Idli, dosha, sambar, rasam. He said, no, these are the secondary problem. Primary problem is this. What is the primary problem? Do you know all these South Indians are such funny people? What is that? They observe Saturday for Hanumanji. Now, North Indian Hanumanji is Tuesday branch. And his fellow is a North Indian. When he went to South Saturday is of Hanumanji, not Tuesday. And therefore he is confused. Swamiji, now what should I do? Whether I should observe fast on Tuesday, but will the South Indian Hanumanji understand? Now see the tragedy. I said, look here, there are two brands. One is the Saturday brand, second is the Tuesday brand. So when you do your pranam, puja, you say, Saturday brand Hanumanji ki jai. We get confused only because of this over-reading. Don't get lost too much. We must have the discrimination. Otherwise you will get lost. One example I will tell you. You know, I have been visiting and meeting all Mahatmas from all sects. Whether they are doing the smashana sadhana, aghoris, with them I have sat, they are eating the dead bodies, they are drinking, with them I have been sitting. Or those great Vaishnavas, you know, Krishna, 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 all the signs everywhere. Or those Shaivas, only Babhuti, Vibhuti everywhere. And the yogis, do your meditation and slowly, slowly your Kundalini will start awakening and one by one chakra will open. Like that, third. And this is how it happens in Bhagavad. That Dundukari, when he was listening to that Bhagavad given by Gokarna, he was sitting in that bamboo with the 7 knots. First day satsang was over, first knot cut. Second day satsang was over, second knot cut. 7th day, 7 knot cut, and he was released. Now with that, we sit for Bhagavad Katha. कुछ हुआ ही नहीं. Don't get lost. Bhagavad Gita gives you a complete picture. Be aware of your own being. Friends, we don't have to do anything. Undoing everything is spiritual practice. We don't have to become anything special. So, Sukha Sanghena Badnati, Jnana Sanghena Chanaga. Therefore, be aware. That which does not naturally pull you towards that path, don't go. There is no need. One of my friend, he was telling me, Swamiji, I have observed when you sleep that your prana kundalini is awake. I said, oh, that's why I was not sleeping properly. She is awake. And then one Mahatma told me, you are born here. Means what? Now you have to only cross from here to here. I said, then I have to again have the crop here, or this road is okay. See? And when this was told, there were some people. And when we came out, immediately, Swamiji, I suspected you are someone great. You must be Yoga Bhrashta. In last life, you must have been someone different. And in this life, I think, that's why there are powers in you. The other day, in our Prem Puri Satsang in that Lonavala, after my lecture was over, one elderly gentleman came. Swamiji, I have got a question here. Please question me. When you were sitting, I was seeing a big, bright light around me. What is that? I said, I am a divine person. Now recognize me. Don't get carried away. This is all in the Prakriti. Otherwise, you will get more and more sucked into the violence of spirituality. Please remember, whether it is Jagra, Swapna, Sushupti or Samadhi, they are all in Upadhi. They have nothing to do with the reality. Only recognize that truth, that's it. Otherwise, like we have got general knowledge book. Similarly, general spiritual knowledge. Don't get lost into that. So, Sukha Sanghena Badnati, Jnana Sanghena Chanaga. About this, I'll tell you one more example and conclude. There was a time when I used to study, read a lot. And when I am talking and giving some reference, some quoting, and if the reference or quotation is not coming out perfectly well, I used to get so disturbed and so frustrated and so disgusted that unless I go and locate that quotation from the right source and read it for 100 times, how did I forget? Such a struggle. And one day, it just clicked. I said, how does it matter? What I quote, who knows? Why struggle? The important thing is, discover that joy within you. We don't have to prove anything to anybody in this world. Please remember, those who are attached to knowledge, they want to prove to the world. I know Bhagavad, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know Upanishad, I know Brahma Sutra, I know everything except myself. Therefore, the Sattva Guna keeps us tied down to the various sources of knowledge. And the worst thing that happens, we go more and more away from ourselves. Our Swami Akhandaji used to say, how much time it takes for the Indian wife to become an Indian woman. I cannot say this thing about the other countries because their wives are also men. How can you say this example? So how much time and effort it takes for a woman to become a wife or for a wife to become a woman? No. Because the wife is basically a woman. In the same manner, basically we are the absolute reality. Then how that woman became a wife? Because of the conditioning of the husband. In the same manner, the absolute reality, because of the conditioning of the Panchakoshas, the three bodies, the three gunas have been reduced to reality, to relativity. And once your attention is on that absolute truth, that absolute awareness, not aware of anything, but awareness itself. See, there are two things. I am ignorant. Ignorant of what? Ignorance is always about something other than you. I am ignorant of English. I am ignorant of Gita. I am ignorant of mathematics. In the same manner, there is nothing like awareness of. Awareness itself is the truth. And when that from that awareness, objectivity is dropped, this is what J. Krishnamurti used to say. Objectless awareness is the truth. Therefore, tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukasangena badnati jnana sangena chanana. Thereafter, the other mode which binds us is the Rajoguna and then the Tamoguna. How they bind us and how we should release ourselves will be seen in tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.